The following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
Thank you, Tally Olson. We are back. The Mets in the zone. And I have a real Met with us tonight. Robert Cole and Marty Rose are the hosts. And Met Mavens, Benny Ayala, former New York Met, and is our guest. How are you, Benny?
Doing fine, and thank you for the invitation. And here in Puerto Rico.
You are in Puerto Rico. I didn't realize that you were, and I know you want to talk first. We want to find out a little bit about you, but I want you to talk about what is interesting you now. You have a cause, and that involves a friend of the show, Jim Gosger, is a guest, has been a guest, and he's a former teammate of yours. When you came up to the Mets in 1970, what was it, 78?
74.
74, okay. He was. It was the year after the Mets won the division championship, or the National League championship. Jim Gosger got a ring for that. And he didn't for his 1969 appearances with the Mets. For one reason or another, he didn't get a World Series ring. You're his teammate and his buddy, and you're sticking up for him. Would you tell me the story behind him not getting a ring?
Well, behind the story is that I had worked for the past 16 years with baseball assistant team, and I have been involved in so many helping players. And it came to the attention to me, the Jim Gosger case, because myself have been involved in 2 World Series, 1979 and 1983. And as an ex-Major League Ball player, my concern is that every athlete has put a lot of energy, effort. It's a goal, like it's a goal in life to be in a World Series. You've seen even modern players, to name one of them, like, for example, Juan Gonzalez from Puerto Rico. He turned down $150 million just because of the reason that he don't have a chance to be in a World Series with the Detroit Tigers at the time. So it shows you, well, once a Major League player is in an organization during the season, it's a privilege that the organization gives to the player, honoring with a World Series ring. Those days, I don't know, Mr. Murphy, he was the general manager at the time, decide at that time, which could be an error, could be a mistake, could be forgotten by him, or is a policy by the organization at the time. I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He put him away. He didn't give him the World Series to him, but it wasn't him only. It was some other player and this other one, Amos Otis, as well. Yeah, Amos Otis. But Jim Gosger, in the conversation that I spoke with him, he said that they give him a World Series share, but they said that he had to purchase his own ring. At that time, cost $3,500. So now, after so many years, it came to my attention that I say I'm going to make a move, and then I make a public opinion. We have more than 500 petitions. Ask him and let him know that Jim Gosger should have a ring. I am not against of my player fellow from Puerto Rico, Bobby Bonilla. But believe me, there's a lot of people saying that the 14 at-bats in the 4 months that Jim Gosger was there with the New York Mets during the course of the season, it's worth more than $1 million or whatever they given to Bobby Bonilla. So
it's called intangibles, and you can't put a price tag on that. No. How it makes you feel.
Well, we need the help. We need the help from you, all of you guys, that to try to put some, I don't know the word pressure or something, but I spoke this morning with Ronnie Costello, baseball historian in New York. So he wrote to Mr. Cohen's wife. By the way, this lady Alexandra, and she is from Puerto Rico. So the wife of the mega millionaire and the owner of the New York Mets. She's from Puerto Rico. So we're getting close of getting the public opinion together with the front office. We have moved towards making noise, so they will not know our claim. So we're pushing very hard.
Beautiful. I will put your petition. I already signed it, and I will put a copy of it on the website, and so people can look at it and see it and sign it. Hopefully, it's a great cause. Benny,
it's a great cause.
Absolutely. You can't put, like I say, you can't put a price tag on how Jim Gosger would feel with a 1969 Miracle New York Met ring. And then
he told me that Gil Hodges told him that told him at the time that he was going to be using for defense or whatever necessarily. So the gentleman went there and he played a lot of defense for Cleon Jones and Ed Krimple at the time, and pinch running, all of that. So it's not a player's fault. If he used it briefly during the time there, it's not his responsibility. He was there. He's risking his life. He put his time. What I'm concerned really is, I don't understand. Not everybody is Benny Ayala. I understand. I'm not thinking about it should be like everybody, but we haven't received a true support by, for example, players like Ed Krimple, Felix Millan, Duffy Dyer, Jerry Gross, to name these Art something. I don't know, somebody was there.
Art Shamsky.
I wrote to him. So we should support each other, because it's something that we should do. Look at Ed Krimple, 1969. He sold it. He saved his life.
Right.
So he
to get a kidney transplant. Absolutely.
Yeah, a kidney transplant. So it's something that cannot be hidden. Now, this is the most important thing. We are asking the New York Mets, with this more than 500 petitions, at least give us the authorization letter so we can go ahead and purchase the ring to the manufacturer. Whoever it was, Justin or Balfour at the time, we purchase the ring. Now, if
Absolutely.
that is not good enough, then okay, you purchase it. So now we want to know the good faith of the organization by giving this gentleman after they say they thought that he was dead. Now, one conversation that I had with the alumni of the New York Mets, which are the responsible, because myself, I lost my 1983 World Series ring, and I called Bill Stecker of the Baltimore Orioles, alumni in charge. Oh, say, Benny, no problem. He gave me an authorization letter, and I went to purchase a new one. So I got my ring back. I know.
Oh, wow.
It's an authorization from the organization, because it's a privilege that a player has. It's not such a thing because Jim Gosger say, no, I play with the 60 now. Okay, here's my proof. Here's my bat. Here's in Cooperstown all the information about, here's a picture and all of that. The company, Balfour, they won't make a ring for him unless the organization say, yes, go ahead and make one for him. So now, front office personnel at the time, scouts, even Bad Boy or whatever. There are so many people that have got the 1969 ring. Why not Jim Gosger, who played and spent some time, risked his life? He's alive. The gentlemen still have the original gloves that they were given in '69. At one time, during the baseball assistant team in New York reunion, Tom Seaver was there. And I read a lot about Tom Seaver, my teammate. I went to Japan with him. I talked to him. He was very close to me. And Tom Seaver said it's a responsibility of the organization. Let future generation and fans let them know about their past players. Can be forgotten. It can be forgotten. Now, when the last reunion was in New York, they put him in the board. They say, we remember Jim Gosger. They thought he was dead. And Jim Gosger is not dead. Jim Gosger is still living in Michigan. Now, they say they for next year that they are planning, this is the alumni people, they are planning to invite Jim Gosger for the next reunion. How Jim Gosger going to go for a reunion there without a ring?
Hey, listen, if you're going to bring Jim Gosger, you got to bring Donnie Sheck.
You bring the ring with him. Now, you're talking about what the gentleman said. If I tell you, I would like to see your reaction. The gentleman said, Jay, from the alumni of New York Mets, said, call me in 9 months.
Wow.
Call me in 9 months to see if we bring Jim Gosger to the reunion. So
we have 9 months we're 73 years old. 9 months is a lifetime.
Hey, we have to bring this to the attention.
Just to find out.
We had to do it yesterday, for crying out loud.
We have to bring it to the attention of the new owner, Mr. Cohn, who's a longtime Met fan, and I bet you that he would be all for this. He's that kind of a guy.
For this. Now, this is the thing. When a man waits 52 years for the ring, now the man say, I want my ring, but the man is alone. Can call Springfield, can call Jerry Gross. They don't care. Bob Harrelson doesn't know where he's at. Tom Seaver there. They have Cleon Jones maybe don't care. Whoever needed protection by teammates, because you seen what happens in '86. Somebody there, 5 guys there, they got together and they put some pressure. They have to chase a ring for each one of them.
Absolutely.
I don't know in '86 if you know about. You remember that?
We all remember '86 very vividly.
Yeah, well, there's a group of 5 players, four players there who participate during the course of that season. They want to hang them out too. The guy got together with the other players. They put some pressure and that put chase. They got a ring for each one of them. Now this Gosger doesn't have that protection because his teammates don't care, but we care. If we have Major League players, I call the Major League Player Association, look at how it works. Dan Foster, alumni people with Brooke Robinson, they make a lot of money by us giving dues every year. Okay, they'll give it back. But these are the ones who have to protect the alumni. I call the Major League Player Association, the active players. We don't know because once you are not a Major League, the active Major League Association, they don't have nothing to do with you. Now, the active players, I am very sure they don't want them something like this to happen to them because it's a Major League ball player, play with the New York Mets. During the course for this season, they might do the same thing like Jim Gosger.
Right. What goes around comes around.
Yeah. So it's something, it's a malpractice or a mistake or something because it's not money. But the guy was there. You know what player who backed him up a lot, and he was very angry, he cried a lot? Mike Torres.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Mike Torrey saying, no, this cannot be here. So we have some ideas, and we have to do something with your help. I heard that Mr. Cohen, he answers and talks to people in Twitter. I don't know how to work with Twitter.
Yes, he does. He does. I'm on Twitter. Yes, he does.
Yeah, well, go on Twitter and show him the public opinion. 500 people already in 2 weeks. That's a lot of people. So,
I will mention that. Very good.
Mention that because this is what is important. If we can see Jim Gosger with a smile in New York or wherever they give him the word, that's a worldwide news. He could go to the Genius book. The man waited 52 years for the ring.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about another thing. What about a sport lawyer or somebody who take these people to court and say, no, he got to have one because this, because that. I don't know how that ends, but all of these things could be avoided because New York.
You could almost have a class action suit rather than do it individually. For all the people
New York City is the best fans in the world. Well, we need them. We need the fans from New York. Let them know that Jim Gosger in 1969 haven't received his ring yet.
All right, let's do that. Hey, Benny, if you have the time, I want to ask you a question or two, and I want Robert Cole and Marty Rose to talk to you as well. I want to ask you, first of all, when you were first called up to the New York Mets, who told you? How did you find out?
Well, on that day, I moved from the house that I used to live with a Puerto Rican family in Norfolk, Virginia at the time. And they were looking for me during the day. And then they have to wait until the afternoon till I got to the ballpark. And they say, Benny, we were looking for you all day. You should be by this time in New York. Hey, let's go now. So I packed right there, and then I arrived in LaGuardia, and then we put a uniform and was playing. But Yogi Berra came to Puerto Rico the year before. I have a very good spring training in '74, so they sent me down.
Right, and, Yogi was the manager.
Yeah, Yogi was the manager. He came here to Puerto Rico and see me. Big thing. I said, well, I have a good chance because I could be as good as Sixto Lescano. I said, no, I can be as good as Sixto Lescano. I have no problem with that. So Cleon Jones, they say, well, Cleon, you play center field. Let's see Benny play left field. But Cleon Jones, he didn't want to play no center field. No, I don't like this. He played maybe 3 games in spring training, and that's it. He just went back. So they didn't have to get Don Hahn because Don Hahn cannot hit nothing, but at least they have a center field there. So it's just a matter that Cleon Jones at that time couldn't move to play center field. Now, when I was with the Baltimore Orioles, that was easier then because Gary Renicky, then he said, okay, I play center field, and then Renicky went to center field, played some games there against left hand, and then give me a chance to open spot for me to play left field. So I said, Gary, you help me out a lot because you play center field a little bit, and then give me a chance to feel bad to me to play in left field. I was grateful for him for that. But Cleon Jones at the time.
Benny, what are the basic differences that you found between the National League and the American League?
Well, the National League, there's a lot of high fastball pitchers, a lot of speed. American League, I spoke. You remember this guy, Mickey Lolly, and then Mickey Lolly say in New York, "No, Benny, man, there's no pitch in this league. I am a sinker ball pitcher and changeup, and a lot of people hit ground balls and they're out. But over here, they just hit the ball off the turf and always safe at first base. So that's quite a big advantage about the ballpark of AstroTurf against the American League All Brass. So when you play with the bases like Detroit, you play at that time, Boston and New York and those old ballparks, you feel you're playing with history. So it's very important to be in the history in the regional ballpark with all of these legends of baseball they used to play.
Hey, Robert Cole wants to ask you a question or two.
Okay.
Yeah, Benny. While we were talking, I just on my website, Mets website, I just put the petition up there, so we should get some more signatures.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Okay. What was the difference in the National League and the American League, Benny? Because in those days there were two totally separate leagues, and I know you answered part of that question.
Well, you know that American League have been known for a long time. They say, well, you win the All-Star games and we win the World Series. So the American League, there's a lot of tricks. You take a guy like Scott McGregor, well, with all of those changes and things, he might not be able to succeed in the National League because they burn and they run and all of that. They play with that slow stuff that he throws. But in the National League, it's a speed. You know that players like starting off like Lou Brock, Marty Rose, and all of those guys make a big change because they have a lot of speed. But when you talk American League, when you talk about a guy like Book Powell and Harmo Killebrew and all of those guys, truly sluggers, so they depend on with the bat, with the lumber, and good pitching, and it's the old circuit. So it was before the American League was before National League.
Right.
Yeah. Marty Rose, anything to ask Benny?
Yes, Benny. Talk about Earl Weaver for a little bit. All we know about Earl Weaver is how fiery he was, and he was a great arguer with umpires. Tell us about how he was with the players.
Well, Earl Weaver, very responsible gentleman. It's something that you guys might not believe. I went to a fantasy camp with Earl Weaver. He was the manager of the ex-Major League ball players. And one thing that surprised me is that we respect him more, or after we finish all our career, more than at the time that we were playing. So that's what you call earning respect. That the little man was well respected. Now, he was very responsible because he wants to everybody give him a job. If you were in the ball club, you will have a job. You won't be there you won't be there if he cannot use you. So he always find a perfect spot and a good spot. He have a game plan. So he was an artist with the pitchers. He say that in order to be a major league manager, you have to dominate the pitching staff and making the lineup that was easier. So Weaver gives you a lot of protection. He will make you a better ball player, and he'll make you adjust to the situation where you can help the ball club and helping yourself. He puts you in situation where you could be successful.
Great
indeed. It changes our outlook of how we saw him. We didn't think of him that way, and I'm sure most fans didn't, but very well put, Benny. Robert, you want to ask anything else?
Yeah. Did you have an opportunity, Benny, when Gil Hodges was still alive, to spend some time around him during spring trainings?
Repeat that again.
Yeah. While Gil Hodges was still alive, I know you were in the Mets system. Did you have a chance to spend any time around him?
No time with Mr. Hodges. I did play with his son. He was first baseman, but he wasn't too good, and they released him not too long after that. But
right.
I played with the son of Gil Hodges, and I played with the son of Yogi Berra, Del Berra, but Del Berra was good. So those days when Cal Ripken was playing with his father, all those, I seen that before, and I say, oh, well, how is this? Well, from what I heard, Mr. Hodges was a truly gentleman, a baseball man, and this guy, his pitching coach, oh, what a man.
Rube Walker.
Rube Walker. Oh, man. Rube Walker is something that's quiet, but Tom Seaver of those learn a lot from him.
Who motivated you most when you were a child growing up?
Well, my hero, of course, native Roberto Clemente, but I always admire Orlando Cepeda and Frank Robinson because I like guys that they face challenge. They are these people. They say, "Call to me, I'm here." They are they were like the Superman of baseball at the time, hitting with that big bat and hitting forward, getting a lot of RBI. So I always say that a guy that is a slugger always can make more money in baseball than a single hitter.
Right. I think Ralph Kiner said that originally. Sluggers drive Cadillacs.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, Benny, what a terrific guest you were, and I hope you had fun, and we'll come back someday soon.
Remember, please, try to. We have covered some ground to finish. The lady Alexandra, the wife of Mr. Cohen, she referred the case of Mr. Jim Gosger to somebody vice president of. It's another Cohen, but it's not a relative. So trying to help us out, put and push Twitter or something to get Jim Gosger the ring. That will be so great if you can be part of this push.
Yeah. I'm going to send something. I'm going to send something to Mr. Cohn and also Jay Horowitz, I think, too.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That's the one, Jay. That's the one. I heard because I spoke with Omar Minaya, and then Minaya, he told me, Benny, that's a mistake of the organization. That's Omar Minaya, ex-general manager. But that was it. And then I said, send me the information of Jim Gosger, and I send them all the information. So we have been making noise. And let's see if in the future we can get Jim Gosger in this program, and he might say something else for his own fans, that some of them are still alive and they know what we are asking for. So we need the help.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Marty and Robert, for being co-hosts of the Mets in the Zone. And
remember, Benny Ayala is the first Major League player with the Mets organization to hit in the first Major League at-bat a home run.
Whoa. Did not know that. I will put that in my memory.
And listen, I told the New York Mets, hey, I have the original bat and I have the ball. Will you take it to put him in the New York Mets Museum? Never asked.
Yeah. Nada. You know, the only thing missing from this show tonight was Hazel Artis.
Okay.
And there's only one person who would understand that. But I want to just thank everybody for listening. And thank you, Benny. And that bit of trivia will stick in my head for the rest of my life.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right.
Puerto Rico, remember, we have a lot of ex-Major League Ball players here in Puerto Rico who have played with the New York Mets.
Absolutely.
And absolutely. My favorite, Felix Mian. You mentioned that he was a friend of yours. You told me that off the air.
Yeah, and then remember, we have the two cats, and Felix Montilla.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, we remember.
Bye-bye.
God, we remember.
Oh,
Thank you again, and we'll be back right after the All-Star break, and we'll talk to you then.
Bye-bye.
Adios,
Good night.
everybody.
Good night.
Night.
The proceeding has been a Comfortably Zoned network production. You are advised to keep your dreams wet, your humor dry, your children and grandchildren out of military recruiting offices and off the laps of clerics who wear dresses. Thank you for listening, everyone. Happy trails.